am Dr. Mary Verghese, Executive Director from the Leprosy Mission Trust India. On the occasion of Anti-Leprosy Day, we have curated a virtual event where people from all walks of life have joined hands to end transmission, disability, and discrimination associated with leprosy. We are grateful to each one of you who have joined hands for this event. Together, we can strengthen our resolve to create an inclusive society by creating an enabling environment for people affected by leprosy and other disabilities.
Anti-Leprosy Day is solemnized every year on 30th January. This day happens to be the martyrdom day of father of our nation, Shri Mahatma Gandhi ji. On this day, I greet all the agencies and all the partners who are working towards the cause of leprosy. I also greet all those people who have been affected by leprosy. I take this opportunity to assure everyone that Government of India is committed to make the country leprosy free. National Leprosy Eradication Program, which is being run under the aegis of National Health Mission, is bringing a great deal of focus on active case detection and regular surveillance in order to detect the cases at an early stage, in order to prevent the onset of physical disabilities, and in order to ensure that the complete treatment is provided to these patients who are diagnosed with leprosy. Besides, we have integrated leprosy services with Rashtriya Bal Swasthya Karyakram, which is a school health program and which covers about 30 crore school children every year for screening of various diseases and deformities. Leprosy screening and counseling has also been integrated with Rashtriya Kishore Swasthya Karyakram. Apart from this, leprosy screening has been added under the primary comprehensive health care under Ayushman Bharat for 30 plus population. In other words, the screening and services for leprosy have been given a 360-degree coverage under public health schemes under Government of India. While we do our bit, I urge upon everyone to do their bit and to help dispel misconceptions that exist around the disease. We all must work to encourage people to voluntarily report for the early signs of leprosy so that the disease could be cured much before the onset of physical disabilities. I am 100% sure that together we can make a victory over this disease and can help the country achieve the leprosy free status.
Namaskar, this is Shorendu.
Namaskar, this is Shomujit. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom just for me and you. And then I think to myself,
What a wonderful world. Yes, it's really a wonderful world. And on this occasion of Anti-Leprosy Day, we really wish that music, art, our songs, our sound recreate a world of beautifulness where, we can really evade the fear of leprosy in the coming year.
so in a way, let our music and our message inspire all of you. Inspire these beautiful souls to overcome, to come out of that fear of being discriminated, and let's make a world free of leprosy.
And far more beautiful. Thank you.
Namaskar.
বাজিলো কাহারো বিনা, বাজিলো কাহারো বিনা, মধুর স্বরে বাজিলো কাহারো বিনা, আমারো নিভৃতে নবজীবন পরে বাজিলো কাহারো বিনা। কমল সম ফুটিল হৃদয় মম প্রভাত কমল সম ফুটিল হৃদয় মম কার দুটি নিরূপম চরণ তরে বাজিল কাহার বিনা লাগে বুকে সুখে দুঃখে কত যে ব্যথা কেমনে বোঝায় কব না জানি কথা লাগে বুকে সুখে দুঃখে কত যে ব্যথা কেমনে বোঝায় কব না জানি কথা আমারও বাসনা যে ত্রিভুবনে উঠে বাজি আমারও বাসনা যে ত্রিভুবনে উঠে বাজি কাঁপে নদী বনরাজি বেদনা ভরে বাজিল কাহার বিনা মধুর স্বরে আমার নিভৃত নব জীবন পরে বাজিল কাহার বিনা
বাজিল কাহারো বিনা মধুর স্বরে. What a beautiful composition by Tagore. Tagore tells us about that harp and the music flowing out of that harp, the ethereal music which awakens us. We look around, look at the world and exclaim, the world is so beautiful, so beautiful. But is the beauty only the outer beauty which can be sensed by our 5 sense organs? Apparently, this is what we aspire for, the beauty outside. Just like in Tagore's dance drama Chitrangada aspires for that beauty. She tells, "De tora আমায় নূতন করে দে নূতন আভরণে হেমন্তের অভিসম্পাতে রিক্ত কিঞ্চন কানন ভূমি বসন্তে হোক দৈন বিমোচন নবলাবণ্য ধনে শূন্য শাখা লজ্জা ভুলে যাক পল্লব আভরণে." But beyond a certain time, beyond a certain point, we all understand that it is not that outside beauty. It is the senses beyond all the 5 senses, the Atindriya. The beauty outside all beauties, the Arup, which is important. And at that point of time, that ethereal music which was flowing from that harp fills us, fills all our void, makes us content, confident, and complete.
My name is Erwin Koorman, and I'm the team leader of the Global Leprosy Program of the World Health Organization. We have come at an important point in history. Year after year, fewer leprosy cases are being diagnosed. Nevertheless, this number remains still above 200,000 annually. The good news is that all these patients can be successfully treated with multi-drug therapy, and that the drugs are made available through WHO free of charge to all who need them. To further control leprosy and even contemplate elimination of the disease, it is important that efforts are sustained to find cases, find them early, and treat them promptly. Active case detection, especially in areas known to have significant numbers of hidden leprosy cases or among communities that are likely to have more leprosy, is again recommended. Contacts of known cases are one such group, especially those persons who have had close or prolonged contact with untreated leprosy, such as family members, maybe neighbors or friends and colleagues. These may have been exposed to or may have been infected with, and some of them may already show the first signs. If we can pick up new leprosy cases among them at an early stage, then we can cure them, but equally important, prevent deformities which develop after a much longer time and also curb transmission to other persons. Another new tool that is increasingly available is prophylactic treatment, particularly for contacts. This consists of a single dose of rifampicin, also called SDR. The rationale is that it kills bacilli present in persons who have been exposed and assumed infected before they show the first sign of leprosy. The tool is very simple. Side effects or adverse reactions to a one-time ingestion of rifampicin are nil or extremely rare. This new intervention may accelerate controlling leprosy. It is, however, only one tool and must be seen in combination with maintaining early diagnosis and treatment of new cases. SDR is not perfect. Studies have shown that it can prevent between 55 and 60% of new cases among contacts. SDR is not a vaccine, therefore it only kills bacilli in someone who has already been infected. It does not prevent new infection, which can theoretically take place, especially in high-burden settings. But because it is so simple and has a modest efficacy, if we can achieve a high coverage of contacts, we may see a significant impact in further reducing leprosy in the community. And this brings me to another point. As SDR means providing treatment to healthy individuals, we cannot enforce this, and any person has the right to accept or not accept this. Hence, it is important that we fully involve the community, especially patients, their families, and also community members at large. That we inform them about the benefits and also the limitations of this intervention and seek their cooperation for implementing this. This new intervention is an opportunity to engage with affected persons and communities and involve them in all aspects of leprosy control. Particularly for contact tracing and prophylactic treatment, it is important that we obtain agreement from the leprosy patient for disclosing his or her disease status to their close contacts. They have therefore the right to say no, and such decision should be respected. Reasons for not agreeing full disclosure is mainly the fear for stigma and discrimination. This highlights once again how important it is to address stigma and discrimination at all levels. At national level, it is important that obsolete discriminatory laws are amended or repealed and that positive measures are taken for promoting the welfare of leprosy patients. At personal level, people should understand that leprosy is a curable disease, just like so many other diseases, and that there is no room for stigmatization or discrimination of persons with the disease or their family members. Beating leprosy requires thus both a medical epidemiological approach as well as a human approach. Both approaches will reinforce each other and will accelerate our efforts towards a leprosy free world. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Sakshi and thank you for joining me. I'm a storyteller and anthropologist based in Delhi. Today I'm here with you all to share a poem which I have not written. It's titled quite literally Leprosy, and it was written by Kalesa, inspired by the book titled The Gift of Pain by Dr. Paul Brand and Philippe Yancey. The poem is blunt, it's raw, it's straightforward. I myself do not have the experience, yet I sincerely hope I am able to do justice in delivering this poem to all of you. So thank you in advance. And so now I begin. I found myself inhuman. People cast me off. Inhuman. Don't look at me. Inhuman. Trying to find the reasons with these senseless claw-shaped fingers, learning to deal with my painless treasons along with these sores and these ulcers. I'm a freak, I'm distorted, I'm alive, more like a living dead. Who cares for me? No one at all, even myself. I accepted my fall. I found myself crying, trying to befriend pain, crying. But pain's not coming, crying. Trying to accept, no acceptance. To an outcast like me, no longer avoiding avoidance. This is a vagrant's story. I'm a fool, wanting some care. I'm waiting for someone to dare, to touch, to hug me more. But no one will try, I swore, just the days my fleshes vanish. In your memory, vanished. All these sensations vanish. And now I find the farce, along with these wishful scars. Yes, I have a disease, but that's not the fault. It's your eyes which pain the result. More likely, you are me, having this curse in my body. Maybe I feel no pain, literally. But unlike you, I don't have a heart with leprosy.
हे गाइस, अगर आप बैठे हैं देन प्लीज राइज. दुनिया में दुख है ज्यादा, कम है हंसी. बुद्धि है लेकिन जमीन में धसी. आओ जानकारी ले लें तुसी ते असी. क्योरेबल है ये डिजीज लेप्रेसी. ख्याल करिए अपनी मोबिलिटी का. लेप्रेसी अभी भी लीडिंग कॉज है डिसेबिलिटी का. मत करिए हाइड, डोंट थिंक अबाउट सुसाइड. सोचिए अपनी सवारी का, अब इलाज है इस बीमारी का. अरे क्यों करते हो वेट, आओ कसम खा लें, लेप्रेसी को कर दें फुली एलिमिनेट. यो
Gandhi Bhai, do not come near us. Do not come near us. We are lepers. We are lepers, shouted a group of people. Namaskar. I am Dr. Ravi Kumar Bansal, a researcher in leprosy, and my whole life has been inspired by Gandhiji's work on leprosy. Today I would be telling you the background on Gandhiji and leprosy and what Gandhiji did for leprosy. This all story started in Natal in South Africa when Gandhiji was going to address a crowd and he saw a group of people sitting quietly, separately under a tree. He was curious and he started walking towards them. And the group of people started shouting, Gandhi Bhai, do not come near us, do not come near us. We are lepers, we are lepers. Gandhiji, unfazed, kept on walking, reached them and spoke to them. He touched them, caressed them, and he learnt about the travails that they had been experiencing living out of their homes in the ruins outside the village. He was so moved, he took them to his home and cleaned their wounds himself, gave them food to eat, heard their life stories and how they survived. And this actually started one of the satyagrahas of Gandhiji, the satyagraha to heal and not just treat. Gandhiji was a big crusader against leprosy, and his concern for this disease was initiated from his own home at Porbandar. At the age of 13 years, he came into close contact with a man named Ladda Maharaj who used to recite Ramayana to Gandhiji's sick father. Ladda Maharaj was suffering from leprosy and he was cured by applying bilva leaves, and that was the first experience Gandhiji had with leprosy, which was so close and within his home itself. We all have been seeing a picture of Gandhiji nursing a patient. This patient was none other than Sri Pachuri Shastri, and he was suffering from none other than leprosy. He was in Yerwada jail in 1932 along with Gandhiji, but was placed in a separate ward for leprosy patient prisoners. Gandhiji had requested the superintendent for permission to see Pachuri Shastri, but the prevailing laws did not allow that. Thus, Gandhiji started a chain of correspondence with him and ended his epic fast for Harijans with juice from Shastri's hand. Some years later, in 1939, Pachuri Shastri reached Gandhiji's ashram at Sevagram. Gandhiji was in a dilemma. The people in Sevagram, or the people staying at Sevagram, were reluctant to have Pachuri Shastri enter the ashram, but Gandhiji convinced them that leprosy doesn't spread like this and it is not contagious, and we should not fear leprosy. We should rather fight it. We should not run away from leprosy patient. Otherwise, the disease will keep on continuing to happen in the community. The ashram reciters got convinced and they accepted Pachuri Shastri in the ashram, and a neat cottage was put up close to Gandhiji for Shastriji, and Gandhiji used to personally nurse him and supervise his diet. One follower of Gandhi, Sri Manohar Diwan, started the service of leprosy patients near Wardha and became the first non-missionary Indian to work on leprosy. He, under the guidance of Vinobaji and Gandhi, started the Kusht Dham, Dattapur, 8 km from Sevagram Ashram, which is still running to date. Subsequently, Gandhi Memorial Leprosy Foundation was started, led by Dr. Wadekar, and let me tell you, he developed the strategy of survey education treatment strategy to control leprosy that was adopted by the country as a national strategy. Gandhiji, as I told you, was a big crusader against leprosy, and his concern for the disease started right from his home. We all remember seeing Gandhiji looking into the microscope. We have all seen this picture, and this picture is perhaps adorned in every scientific institute in the country. Well, let me tell you, he was looking at the germs of leprosy in the microscope in his ashram. I believe it is time to take his principles ahead. Today, on his 73rd death anniversary, as we celebrate the World Leprosy Day and we continue to face the dreaded disease afflicting the families and the community of our society, let us take the care of leprosy patients beyond just treating them. They need compassion, personal care, and support to come out of the event. Rehabilitating each of them would be so important to remove the stigma from the community. If we have to think of real elimination of leprosy from the country, the Gandhian principles and practices need to be incorporated in the care of leprosy patients. And as Gandhiji said, let us not fear leprosy, let us fight it.
Hello, I am Suresh Dhonge, working as a program manager with the Leprosy Mission Trust India. I remember when I diagnosed with leprosy in the year 1996, that time I faced lots of social, family and also self-stigma. The reason of that because there was no awareness about leprosy and many people were not heard about leprosy. Many were heard but they know that leprosy is because of curse and past sins. So people were just stigmatizing me. So I felt that there is a strong need to create awareness about leprosy in the community. Now when I am as working as a program manager with people affected by leprosy and other disability, first I seen that there were in the groups in the community, but people affected by leprosy were not part of that group. There are a farmers club, there are disabled people organization, there were youth club, but the people affected by leprosy were missing in that. Then we work on that, and we included people affected by leprosy in the disabled people organization. We sensitize people affected by leprosy that they can also part in that group, and also we sensitize other people with disabilities that they can take people affected by leprosy, and we form DPOs in the communities, in the villages, and we see that there's lots of changes came in the mind of society and the people affected by leprosy and other disabilities. Now people affected by leprosy and other disabilities are sitting together. They are always talking about together about their advocacy and their rights, and they are approaching to Gram Panchayat, they are approaching to the government, and they are availing whatever benefits for them. So I strongly feel that there is a need to create more awareness about leprosy, and if we success to do that, definitely we will see the stigma-free world. Thank you.
I didn't choose this journey. Leprosy did. My name is Suman. I'm on my way to the Leprosy Missions Hospital in Kolkata. It's taken 6 hours from my city. My journey with leprosy started when I was 14. I just had a small blister that would not heal. Eventually, it became a deep infected ulcer. My parents took me to many hospitals, but nobody knew what it was. Finally, I was diagnosed with leprosy. It was a huge shock to my family. Leprosy is still feared in my community. We did not know how our friends and family would react. I took multi-drug therapy for a year. I was cured of the disease, but the damage to the nerve was permanent. The ulcer has not healed, and the infection has spread to my leg. Now we are traveling to Kolkata to a leprosy mission hospital. I am so afraid. I'm going to have my leg amputated. Because of COVID-19, my parents have lost their jobs. Most days we go without food. I already feel like a burden. We do not know what will happen next. Will life ever be the same again?
She can't walk. She can't go to school. She's my only daughter. I can't see her suffer anymore. With your help today, Suman can walk again. She can go back to school and look to the future with hope.
Namaskar, this is Hari Haran. Leprosy is one of the oldest diseases known to humankind. Unfortunately, even today, one person is diagnosed with leprosy every 4 minutes in India. Leprosy is totally curable with multi-drug therapy, but left untreated, it can give you permanent disability. Even today, leprosy is still associated with stigma. People are scared. It evokes a negative image in the mind of people. Misconceptions and superstitious beliefs prevent people from seeking early treatment. That's a problem. And they keep pushing it back. And the whole development, despite the advancements, in leprosy treatment, people don't go in for the treatment at the right time, at the proper time. As a society, we must understand that a disease must not be a source of shame, anxiety, and stigma, but rather a challenge to come together and overcome it. We cannot fail our fellow human beings and deprive them a life of dignity for no fault of theirs. Let's break transmission, break stereotypes, and finally break free from leprosy. Thank you.
Namaste. Myself, Subodh Kumar. I'm a social analyst and research worker. I've recently completed a book on leprosy. Since then, the most frequently asked question by my friends is what transpired me to write a book on leprosy. As you are aware, leprosy had been considered as an incurable disease and a curse of God. My first experience with this social stigma associated with the disease was in 1966 at Bareilly, Uttar Pradesh, when I was a student of 11th class. Every Sunday, a leprosy-afflicted family of 3 persons used to visit our colony. On entering in our lane, almost all residents would remain indoors and look them through their windows. On their call for money, very few people threw away some coins of small denominations. Due to social stigma, nobody dared to touch or even talk to them. In 1973, on completion of my Master of Statistics, I started my career as a research assistant in leprosy division under the Union Health Ministry. I worked there for 8 years and got significant exposure in developing strategies and managing various schemes on leprosy at national level. In 1977, I got a chance to meet Acharya Vinoba Bhave, a close associate of Mahatma Gandhi, at his Pavnar Ashram near Wardha in Maharashtra, and he guided me to serve leprosy patients. And this proved a turning point in my life. What started as a job in leprosy division soon became a guiding force in my life, serving leprosy patients. I started visiting leprosy colonies, talked with their inmates, and provided them a few items of their daily use. Later on, I, with my family, used to meet them on birthdays, anniversaries, festivals, etc., which still continues. In 2018, after working for about 43 years in the welfare of leprosy patients, I observed that the social perception of the people have not much changed. The social stigma, ignorance, and the apathy of the public with the leprosy patient continues. Even the availability of MDT treatment and reconstructive surgery for correction of deformities and a number of awareness programs run by the government could not do much effect. Believing firmly that medical professionals alone are not responsible for leprosy, but jointly all of us should make an effort. Therefore, I have made a humble effort in this direction by writing a book, Myths and Facts About Leprosy, to spread awareness about medical, social, psychological, and legal aspects of the disease in layman's terms. I will be happy if the book proves even a small effort in eradication of the disease. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Mangla Dhonke. I'm working as a program manager with the Leprosy Mission Trust India. When I was diagnosed leprosy in 1996, I suffered lots social, family and self-stigma because that time leprosy awareness was very less. Even my mother told me, you may committed sins in your past life, so you diagnosed with the leprosy. She told me don't disclose this disease with the others, otherwise they will stigmatize you, and it hurts me. And after a few days, I started sharing my own example to the community, and by seeing me, many women affected by leprosy came forward. My husband is fully supporting me to work for leprosy awareness and stigma reduction. I want to see leprosy stigma free world, and to achieve that, we need to identify and develop leprosy champions, like especially women as a change agent.
People affected by leprosy, they face the outmost discrimination from people around them on very basic fundamental rights like access to education, access to health services, access to family life, and right to a family. I think it's very important that we identify their needs, their right to life, their right to to be part of an inclusive society, and include all people affected with leprosy and their family members in the movement of a disability inclusion. I want to appeal to all people affected with leprosy to join the movement against non-discrimination for people with disability, identify themselves to be a part of the disability groups, and join in the struggle to make the rights real. NCPDP has been working with people affected with leprosy from last more than a decade, and will continue to do so in times to come. On this World Leprosy Day, let us all come together and take the voices of people affected by leprosy to everyone. Let everybody know what their needs are, and they are also citizens of this country. They're all as human as anyone else.
Hello everyone, my name is Sujata Srinivasan. I'm a professor in mechanical engineering at IIT Madras, and I head the TTK Center for Rehabilitation Research and Device Development, R2D2 for short. So we work in the area of developing functional and affordable assistive devices for people with locomotor disability. As a mechanical engineer, way back, soon after I graduated college, I wanted to work in this area because I wanted to see the work that I do make a difference in people's lives and have, show tangible benefits. And that's what got me interested in working in this area. For instance, we know that many people who have a locomotor disability use wheelchairs, and they're forced to spend most of their time in the sitting position. This can cause secondary health problems like poor blood circulation or pressure sores. And therefore, standing is something that is very essential for them to be able to do. But it's also very difficult because they would need the assistance from someone to do that. And it's a very laborious process to do that if they are unable to do it on their own. So what we designed at R2D2 is a standing wheelchair called Arise, which enables a person to stand on their own independently without assistance, using just their arm power. So this not only has health benefits, but can also be very beneficial to them psychologically and improve self-esteem. Everyone has a right to the right assistive devices to be able to perform their tasks independently and participate in education, employment, and society as a whole. So innovation in assistive devices is very essential in order to enable that, along with the necessary improvements in infrastructure. So all of us should not forget that we could all need assistive devices at some point or the other. For instance, most of us do use assistive devices already. We use eyeglasses to see better. And so the right to the appropriate assistive device that is functional and affordable should be given to everyone. And innovation is the way to do it. With a user-centric design approach, we could ensure that everyone who needs assistive devices has access to the right assistive device and is empowered to be independent. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Mansi Joshi, a para badminton player. Today, people know me as a world champion. However, 9 years back when I met with an accident, I was not sure that I'll come this far in my journey and win a gold medal at Para Badminton World Championship in 2019 in Switzerland. But I was sure that this incident cannot stop me from pursuing my passion, that is playing badminton. So sport became an important part of my rehab as well as my aspiration. I'm telling you my story to let you know that you cannot or you may not escape disability, but what we all need to think is beyond it and identify our true potential. This Anti-Leprosy Day, I hope that people with disabilities start believing that we are amazing and that we can do wonders. Thank you.
Wake up from bed. The dawn has emanated and the night is over. Wake up from 4,000-year-old suffering. Wake up from 4,000-year-old dream. Forget the ostracization legislation across the globe which slewed your basic right and hope. Forget the forcible sterilization and segregation which slayed you at the age of 18. The dawn has emanated and the night is over. Wake up from 4,000-year-old dream. Hundreds of millions died without dignity. Hundreds are dying without dignity. Hundreds will die without dignity. It's the right time to wake up. Wake up. Wake up from the bed. The dawn has emanated and the night is over. Right to equality is your basic right. It is not a matter of fight. Follow the path of non-violence. Wake up and speak up about your right. The dawn has emanated and the night is over. Wake up from 4,000-year-old dream.
Hi, I'm Dhwani Mehta, co-founder of the Vidhi Center for Legal Policy, an independent think tank based in New Delhi, Mumbai and Bangalore that does legal research to make better laws and improve governance for the public good. Since 2015, Vidhi has had the privilege of collaborating with the Leprosy Mission Trust of India to strengthen legal protections for persons affected by leprosy. One of the issues that we have worked on together is identifying outdated provisions on our statute books that discriminate against persons affected by leprosy based on an unscientific understanding of the infectious nature of the disease. Some examples of these provisions are preventing persons affected by leprosy from standing for public office, denying such persons access to public transport, preventing their entry to a marketplace, and preventing them from standing for an academic post in a university. Vidhi filed a petition in the Supreme Court of India to challenge the discriminatory nature of these provisions. The Supreme Court has observed that these provisions violate the dignity and right to equality of persons affected by leprosy and has called upon state governments as well as the central government to repeal them. While this process continues and while state governments have made some efforts towards repealing these provisions, the existence of provisions like this on the statute books continues to perpetuate stigma against persons affected by leprosy, which has repercussions on their ability to access fundamental rights like health care, a dignified livelihood, as well as the right to security of housing. Therefore, I'd like to urge every one of you to do everything in your power to create awareness about these provisions. If you are a media person, please write about the existence of these discriminatory provisions. If you are a public official, refuse to enforce these discriminatory provisions. And if you are a member of civil society or just an ordinary citizen, keep in mind that these provisions have no place on our statute books today, and bring awareness to bear on your legislators or other elected officials to make sure that these provisions are repealed. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Shamita Hittige, and I'm presenting an item that represents Sri Lanka, the dance called Ves, and it's originated from an Asian purification ritual called Kumbha Kankare. I hope you will enjoy my performance. Thank you so much.
Akajik tunganamhi Chachaturvargha Talam Varamunisi Vakyam Sambhavam Neya Tahvidum Munira Isuranata Tat Prabheda Chaturta Prabhava is Sahaya Sarva Shastra Krajantu සැපතකිනම් සොඳ මල් වනුවරා දෙපසේ